He had everything, and he still felt like nothing. Dax Merrick stood in a penthouse worth more than most people's whole lives, holding a velvet box, watching a woman open it like it was the only reason she'd shown up. "You're late," she said, not looking up from the diamond bracelet. "I flew in from Chicago 3 hours ago. You didn't call. I brought you this instead." She snapped the box shut. "This is nice, but I have dinner plans." She walked out. She didn't say goodbye. She didn't ask if he'd eaten. Dax sat alone in a room the size of a house, and for the 100th time, he asked himself the question that was eating him alive. Asterisk, does anyone love me? Or just what I can buy them? Asterisk. He picked up his phone, called his mother. "Mom, I need you to come home. Now." 20 minutes later, Vera Merrick burst through the door, still in her work blazer, breathless. "Dax, what happened? Are you hurt?" "I'm leaving the city." "What?" "I'm going somewhere nobody knows my face. Nobody knows I'm rich. I need to find out if anyone can love me for me." His father, Senator Gary Merrick, arrived minutes later, tie loosened, face hard. "You pulled me out of a fundraiser for this. I'm disappearing for a while, Dad. You're a Merrick. You're the son of a sitting state senator running for governor. You can't just vanish." "I'm not vanishing. I'm hiding. There's a difference. Someone could hurt you, kidnap you, use you against me. Then don't tell anyone where I've gone. Not even you." Vera grabbed his hand. "Nothing is worth losing you, Dax. I already feel lost, Mom. I need to do this." 3 days later, a man showed up in a wheelchair on the edge of a nowhere town called Bell Hollow, 300 miles from anything that mattered. He wore a stained flannel jacket. His hands were dirty on purpose. His hair was uncombed on purpose. Nobody looked twice at a crippled beggar. That was the point. He sat outside a corner store for 6 hours. Nobody stopped. Nobody spoke to him. For the first time in his life, Dax Merrick was invisible, and it hurt worse than he expected. Then a girl walked past carrying a crate of tomatoes, stopped, and turned back. "Are you okay?" she asked. "I'm just trying to get by," he said. She dug in her apron pocket and pressed a few crumpled bills into his hand. "It's not much. It's all I have on me. Thank you. You don't know what this means. Do you have somewhere to stay tonight?" He shook his head. "I live with my dad. Our place is small. I don't know if he'll say yes, but..." She glanced at the darkening sky. "I have to get home. It was nice meeting you." Her name was Ruby Calloway. He watched her disappear down the road and felt something crack open in his chest that he didn't have a word for yet. "Dad," Ruby said that night, setting the table, "I met someone today. A man in a wheelchair, begging outside Miller's store. He looked hungry, tired. I gave him what I had, but he has nowhere to sleep." Otis Calloway didn't look up from the fire he was building. "You can't leave a man out there alone in the cold, Ruby girl. Go get him. We'll make room." That's how Dax Merrick, billionaire, senator's son, heir to an empire, ended up sleeping on a cot in a house with a leaking roof and a wood stove that only half worked, and slept better than he had in years. Weeks passed. The Calloway house was small, but it didn't feel small. Otis built Dax a shaded spot under the oak tree, because everybody needs somewhere quiet to breathe. Ruby beat him at checkers every single night and refused to admit her rules changed depending on who was losing. "You cheat," Dax said. "I adjust," she said, grinning. He laughed, a real laugh, the kind he hadn't used since he was a kid. But every night, alone on that cot, the guilt came back like a tide. Asterisk, they think you're broken. They think you're poor. They have no idea who you really are. Asterisk. "You've never told us what happened to your legs," Otis said one evening, whittling by the fire. "Car accident," Dax lied. "Doctors say surgery could fix it. I can't afford it." Otis went quiet. Later, when Dax was asleep, Otis found Ruby in the kitchen. "That boy's been through something terrible," he said. "We're going to help him. Whatever it takes. We barely have enough for ourselves, Dad. Then we'll sell more at market. Vegetables. The goats, if we have to. We start small, and we don't tell him. He'd never let us sacrifice for him if he knew." At the market the next morning, a shiny black truck pulled up, and a man in an expensive jacket climbed out. "I told you not to bring me gifts, Cole," Ruby said, not looking up from her tomato crates. "And I told you I won't stop trying," Cole Bratton said, dropping a jewelry box on her table. "Marry me, Ruby. You could be living in a real house in the city instead of freezing out here selling produce." "You've asked before. My answer's the same. You're choosing dirt over a mansion. You're a fool. Then stop wasting your breath on a fool." She pushed the box back across the table. Cole's jaw tightened. He drove off in a cloud of dust and fury. That afternoon, he found Peyton Ash, Ruby's oldest friend, sipping coffee at the diner. "I need you to talk sense into her," Cole said, sliding an envelope across the table. Peyton eyed the cash. "You want me to convince Ruby Calloway to marry a man she's rejected 4 times? You're her best friend. She'll listen to you." Peyton pocketed the envelope. "I'll see what I can do." "You could have anything, Ruby," Peyton said later, walking beside her on the dirt road home. "Money, clothes, a life outside this dead-end town. And you keep saying no to Cole." "I'm not interested in Cole." "Then what are you interested in?" Ruby hesitated. "I think I'm falling for Dax." Peyton stopped walking. "The beggar? The one in the wheelchair? Don't call him that. Ruby, he's nothing. He has no money, no legs, no future. You'd throw away a man like Cole for a stray you picked up off the street. Don't talk about him like that. He's kind. That's worth more to me than Cole's truck." "You'll regret this," Peyton said, voice flat and cold. "Then stop coming around if all you want is to push me toward a man I don't love." Peyton watched her walk away, something ugly settling behind her eyes. "I've been here the whole time," Peyton thought later, alone. "Why does nobody ever look at me? Every dollar the Callaways made, they hid in a coffee tin marked seed money, but it was never enough. Not close." Then Otis found the deed to the back acreage, the last piece of land his own father had cleared by hand, 60 years ago. "Dad, no," Ruby said when she found him staring at it. "That's the last of our land. That boy deserves a chance to walk again, Ruby. I can't sit here and do nothing while he loses everything. There has to be another way." "There isn't time for another way." He sold it the next morning to a land developer for less than it was worth, just to move fast. He came home holding an envelope of cash like it was both a gift and a wound. "Dax," Otis said that evening, "the money for your surgery, it's ready. I sold a piece of the land." Dax stared at the envelope. Something inside him went cold and hollow. "You sold your family's land? For me? You deserve to walk again, son." He sold his father's inheritance for a lie I told to feel something real. "I can't take this," Dax said. "I have to tell you something. I'm not who you think I am." "What are you talking about?" "I'm not poor, Otis. I'm not disabled. I never was." The room went silent. "My legs are fine. There was no accident. No surgery. His voice cracked. "I'm a billionaire. I came here in disguise because I wanted to know if anyone could love me without my money attached to it." Otis stood, slow, like something in him had physically broken. He walked outside without a word and didn't come back in. "Dad, what happened?" Ruby found him sitting on the porch steps, staring at nothing. "Ask him," Otis said. She found Dax standing in the doorway, unable to meet her eyes. "Ruby, I lied. About everything. I'm not poor. I was never hurt. He swallowed. "I'm rich, Ruby. Richer than you can imagine. I came here pretending to be broken because I wanted to see if someone would care about me without knowing that. So we were an experiment." Her voice was ice. "Everything my father and I did. Feeding you when we barely had food ourselves, giving you a bed, working ourselves sick. That was just a test to you? I never meant for it to go this far. My father sold his father's land, Dax. Our last piece of land. For a lie. I'll pay it back. I'll pay back everything. You think this is about money?" Her voice broke. "I started to fall in love with you. Now all I can see is that I fell in love with a lie." Word travels fast in a small town. By the next morning, everyone in Bell Hollow knew. The crippled beggar the Callaways had taken in was actually Dax Merrick, son of a state senator, worth more than the entire county. Cole showed up at the Callaway porch that same day. "Ruby rejected me," he told Peyton, cornering her outside the diner. "I'm ready to be with you now." Peyton's face went cold. "You think I'd touch you after finding out the truth? You've been driving your boss's truck, wearing borrowed clothes, playing rich while you're broke as everyone else in this town. You're a fraud, Cole. A cheap one." She walked away and left him standing in the dust. Cole found Ruby at the farm gate an hour later. "Come with me to the city. We can forget this ever happened." "I don't want you, Cole. I never did." He drove off, and this time, he didn't come back. Dax tried once more. "Ruby, come to the city with me. You and your dad. I'll make this right. You'll never struggle again." "I can't, Dax. The wound is too fresh. My feelings for you are real. Please don't let my mistake erase everything between us. I need time." She turned toward the fields. "Dad, let's go." Alone, Dax stood in the yard where he'd learned to laugh again and understood, for the first time, exactly what he'd destroyed. Asterisk, I came here looking for real love. I found it, and I burned it down with my own hands. Asterisk. Peyton found him sitting by the empty chicken coop 2 days later. I heard what happened, she said. I didn't want you to keep being deceived, Dax. Deceived how? Ruby's not as innocent as she seems. She's been seeing other men in town behind your back. I know her better than anyone. She was never serious about you. Peyton stepped closer. I liked you before any of this came out, Dax. When you were still just a man in a wheelchair. I admired you. If you liked me then, why say nothing until now? I didn't want to get in the way while you and Ruby figured things out. Get out, Dax said, standing. I see exactly what this is. You're after the money now that you know it exists. You're nothing but a gold digger, Peyton. She stormed off, and behind her, hidden by the barn, Ruby had heard every word, both the lie and the way Dax had refused it without hesitation. If it weren't for Ruby, I could have had him, Peyton thought bitterly, watching from the road. I could have had everything. 2 days after that, Dax packed his single bag. I know sorry doesn't undo what I did, he told Otis at the door. But I never wanted to hurt either of you. You've said that every day for a week, Otis said, not looking up from his whittling. I never meant for you to lose the land. You didn't just cost us land, son. You cost us our trust. And trust doesn't come with a price tag you can write a check for. Dax nodded once and walked down the dirt road, past the tomato stand, past the oak tree with the shaded bench Otis built him, and didn't look back. Asterisk, this small house gave me more warmth than my mansion ever did. And I threw it away with a lie. Asterisk. Back in the city, his mother found him standing in the driveway, hollow-eyed. I met 2 people who showed me what real kindness looks like, Dax told her. And I destroyed it because I couldn't stop lying. Maybe it's for the best, Vera said gently. You'll find someone else. I don't want someone else. His father was waiting inside, arms crossed. So you're finally back. I need to tell you the truth about where I've been. I don't care where you've been. I care that you're back, because I've already arranged your marriage to Senator Okafor's daughter. His endorsement wins me the governor's race. You marry her, or you're no longer welcome under this roof. I don't love her. I don't even know her. This was never about love, Dax. It's about power. About this family's future. You have one job. If I do this, I lose Ruby forever. I would rather lose everything I owned than lose the one thing that finally felt real. Mom, Dax said that night, I'm going back to the village. After everything, I can't imagine my life without her. Or her father. They treated me like family when they thought I had nothing to give them. Your father will never accept this. Then he'll have to disown me. Because I'm done living a life that isn't mine. He drove 300 miles through the night and arrived at the Callaway gate at dawn, mud on his boots, hard in his throat. Ruby stepped onto the porch, stunned. I thought you were gone for good. I tried to stay away. Every road just led back to you. Why come back, after everything I said? My father ordered me to marry another woman to win an election. I said no. There's only one person I want, Ruby, and it isn't someone chosen for me. She wiped her eyes. I cried after you left. I thought maybe my anger had cost me someone I actually loved. If we try again, she said, there can't be any more lies between us. Not one. Never again, Dax said. I promise you the truth, even when the truth is hard. He sat down across from her at the old checkerboard on the porch rail. Teach me your rules. The real ones this time. She almost smiled. You'll lose anyway. Then let me lose to you again. I crossed half the country for the chance. They played until the sun came up, and for the first time since he'd arrived in Bell Hollow in a stolen wheelchair, Dax Merrick felt like exactly who he was, and it was enough. Back in the city, Senator Merrick slammed his phone onto his desk. Dax left for that village again? Before Ruby ever got here. He did, Vera said quietly. Tomorrow morning, I'm sending men to drag him back. No, Vera said, and for once, her voice didn't shake. Dragging him home will only make him hate us both. He's our only son, Gary. We need a different way in. There is no different way. He has one job. Let him bring the girl and her father here, to us. Let us meet them properly. Once they're in front of us, we handle it. Quietly, like we handle everything. The senator's eyes narrowed, already calculating. Everyone has a price. Handle it. Once they see what we're offering, they'll disappear on their own. Vera said nothing. She only nodded, because agreeing was easier than admitting what she was actually planning, and easier than telling her husband that for the first time in 30 years, she intended to choose her son over him. The next morning, she called Dax herself. "Your father's agreed," she said. "Bring them to the city. All three of you." Dax stood frozen in the Callaway kitchen, phone pressed to his ear, watching Ruby stir coffee at the stove, completely unaware that somewhere 300 miles away, two very different plans were about to collide, and only one of them was built on love. She said yes. Dax told Ruby, lowering the phone slowly. "All three of us can go." Ruby set down the coffee pot. "Dad?" She called toward the porch, voice unsteady. "Dax's mother says we can come to the city." Otis appeared in the doorway, wiping his hands on a rag, eyes sharp and unreadable. "Then I suppose," he said, "it's time we found out exactly what kind of family we're walking into."
If this story inspired you, remember, treat every person with kindness. You never know who they are or how one act of respect can change your future. Subscribe to Dave's Stories for more unforgettable stories.